My fellow Americans, in times of crisis, who do we need? Who needs to step up? And who do you need and want to lead? America, you need the most American American. And ladies and gentlemen, who is the most American American? That's right, Ronald Reagan. God bless him, he's not with us anymore. So who's the second most American? That's right, George W. Bush. So, only 4 months ago, the worst attack on our nation's soil ever occurred. 9/11 is a day that will live in infamy forever. Our time in office was not easy. The media was not kind to us. Some of George Bush's ideas were not the greatest. He said some silly things sometimes, and he wasn't the best orator. But that just makes this speech, his speech, so much better. My part as VP wasn't easy for me. The media was not kind. I'm going to say, accidents happen. Sun was in my eyes. I thought he was a Democrat, But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give way to your commander-in-chief, the man who can lead us against Al-Qaeda, the man who can take us and save America and make us great again. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce your president, your commander-in-chief, your executive official, George W. Bush. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, members of Congress, my fellow Americans, in the normal course of events, presidents come to this chamber to report on the state of our union. Tonight, no such report is needed. It has already been delivered by the American people. We have seen it in the courage of passengers on a plane who rushed terrorists to stop and save lives on the ground. We have seen the state of our union in the endurance of rescuers who work beyond exhaustion. We see it in the unfurling of flags, in the lighting of candles, in the giving of blood and the saying of prayers. My fellow citizens, for the last 9 days, we have seen the state of our union, and the entire world has seen the state of our union, and it is strong. Tonight, we are a country awakened to danger. And we are called to defend freedom. Whether we bring our enemies to justice or we bring justice to our enemies, justice will be done. I thank Congress for their leadership at such an important time. All of America was touched on the evening of the tragedy to see Republicans and Democrats join together on this Capitol to sing God Bless America. On September 11th, enemies of freedom committed an act of war against our country. Americans have known war, but for the last 136 years, these wars have been on foreign soil, except for one Sunday, 1941. Americans have known the casualties of war, but never before at the center of a great city on a peaceful morning. All of this was brought upon us in a single day, and night fell upon a world where freedom is under attack. Who attacked our country? The evidence we have gathered points to a collection of loosely affiliated terrorist organization known as Al-Qaeda. They are the same murderers who are indicted in the bombings of American embassies in Tanzania and Kenya, and responsible for the bombing of the USS Cole. Its goal is to remake the world and to impose its radical beliefs on people everywhere. The terrorists practice a fringe form of Islamic extremism that perverts the peaceful teachings of Islam. The terrorist directive commands them to kill Christians and Jews, to kill all Americans, and to make no distinction between military and civilians, even women and children. In Afghanistan, we see al-Qaeda's vision for the world. Afghanistan's people have been brutalized. Many are starving. Many have fled. Women are not allowed to attend school. Religion can be practiced only as their leaders dictate. The United States of America supports the people of Afghanistan, but we condemn the Taliban regime. It is not only repressing its own people, but by aiding and abetting murders, it is committing murder. Our war on terror begins with al-Qaeda, but it does not end there. It will not end until every terrorist organization of global reach is found, stopped, and defeated. Americans are asking, why do they hate us? They hate what they see right here in this chamber. A democratically elected government. They hate our freedoms, our freedom of religion, our freedom of speech, our freedom to vote and assemble and to disagree with each other. These terrorists kill not only to end lives, but to end a way of life. Every nation now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists. From this day forward, any nation that harbors or supports terrorists will be regarded by the United States as a hostile regime. The only way to defeat terrorism is to stop it, eliminate it, and destroy it where it grows. Americans are asking, what is expected of us? I ask you to live your lives, to hug your children. We are in a fight for our principles, and our first responsibility is to live by them. Terrorists attacked a symbol of American prosperity, but they did not touch its source: hard work, creativity, the enterprise of our people. These are the strengths of our economy before September 11th, and these are our strengths today. After all that has just passed, all the lives taken, and all the possibilities and hopes that died with them, it's natural to wonder if America's future is one of fear. But this country will not be defined by our times. We will define our times. The advance of human freedom, the great achievement of our time, and the hope for every time rests upon us. We will rally this world to our cause by our efforts, by our courage. We will not tire. We will not falter. We will not fail. Each of us will remember what happened that day. We'll remember when the news came, where we were, and what we were doing. Some will remember an image of a fire or a story of rescue. Some will remember a face or a voice gone forever. I will not forget this wound to our country or those who inflicted it. I will not yield. I will not rest. I will not relent in waging this struggle for freedom and security for the American people. The course of this conflict is not known, but its outcome is certain. Freedom and fear, justice and cruelty, these have always been at war. And we know that God is not neutral between them. Fellow citizens, we'll meet violence with patient justice, assured of the rightness of our cause, and confident of the victories to come. In all that lies before us, may God grant us wisdom, and may He watch over the United States of America. Thank you.